itsmintsalad, and I saw Lord of the Ring, The Return of the King. It is directed by Peter Jackson, and if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. This movie starts and it's establishing who the heckity heck Smeagol is. He was a hobbit. Oh wow, a guy he was with found the ring. And so he strangles this person to death over this ring. What I like about this beginning is it shows that they're all nice and happy until the ring is found, and then this guy's like, I want the ring so badly that I'm going to strangle them. And of course this guy was pushed to the outskirts of society. And guess who this guy is? It's Gollum. You didn't have to guess it, I'm just going to tell you. Gollum. And I'm like, oh, that's fun. I like this a lot. Gollum was a hobbit, explains his stature, and also he's just like losing hair. And so by the time we see him, he's lost all the hair, almost all the hair. He has like a tiny bit of strands left. He should just pull them out. Just pull out your hair at that point, dude. I'm so embarrassed for you, Gollum. Yank your hair out, dude. Just complete the bald look. Just stay bald. Gollum's here, and he's leading these two fellas, Frodo and Sam, to Mordor. I like it because I know, through dramatic irony, that Gollum is going to betray these two. And I'm like, oh, I wonder what it's going to be like in the movie when he does the betrayal. By the way, for all the Lord of the Rings, this one especially, I watched the extended version, and so the extended version is 4 hours and 24 minutes long. Oh boy, I had to watch this in 2 parts because it was so long, but I do like how the movie is so cohesive. It's very cohesive. There's an entire world that I'm living in, and this is the end of a trilogy. So I'm expecting bigger and badder things, and that's exactly what I get from this movie. Meanwhile, while we have Frodo and Sam go to Mordor, we have all these politics happening. There was a big old war. I guess it's a battle. They're still in the war. You know what I noticed? This movie has a ton of fighting. This is the big fighting movie. One scene to the next scene, people are fighting each other, people are wrestle-tasseling each other, not really much talking to each other before more wrestle and tassels happening. I'm like, man, there's just, who knew there could be this much movie and this much fighting within a movie this big? Like, if I had to guess, I'd say 3 hours of this 4-hour and 24-minute movie is just people fighting on screen. So there's a lot of that. We got some pretty big epic battles. I like the big epic battles. We got this guy from like last movie who was trying to warn the king of like the orcs invading. This guy, he's a big major contender. He has to struggle and fight for his rank, but eventually he's anointed king, and I'm like, I like that. This guy is like the only person who has well-being in mind. Let's go back to the more interesting part for me, at least, the Frodo and Sam stuff. So of course, we got the trio, they're going to Mordor. While this is happening, Frodo is starting to get influenced by the ring because he's got it near him all the time. He's hearing it. He's like, oh, the ring is mine, actually. And so this freaking guy believes Gollum. This guy starts to believe him. He's like, oh, he's eating your food. He's not on your side. He's actually trying to steal the ring from you. And I'm like, this guy's major playing me, man. Wow, I can't believe it. This guy is so obvious. But because of how Frodo is just also just consumed within the ring, he does not notice this. He's like, all right, get out of here, Sam. It's just Gollum and I now. We're gonna go to Mordor. Oh my god, don't you remember your freaking mission, dude? Nope, he does not. He does not care at all. But of course, this lets Gollum be like, oh, come here, come hither. This is actually the right way. And he leads him to a spider's place, like a big old spider. I'm like, oh, please catch the spider, man. Please catch this. Nope, he did not catch the spider before the spider caught you in a web and almost tried to slurp you, but then left because Sam was there. And then Sam was like, oh my goodness, he's so sad. She's dead. Ah! And then a bunch of orcs appear. And he's like, nope. They're not dead, actually. We're gonna do some inhumane things to him. And I'm like, why would you do inhumane things to a person you just see? Freaking orcs, man, they suck. I get to see why the orcs would get in a fight with the elves and all the other people, because they're so hot-headed. They just wanted an excuse to fight. And of course, we have Frodo is being taken by the orcs. Sam's able to help Frodo out. And then they're reunited. Frickin' the orcs, literally because of their fighting each other, is how Frodo gets out. And I'm like, okay. The orcs, I think you have a problem. I mean, I'm looking at your encampments throughout the movie, and they're just tents or whatever, they're pieces of cloth. How do you advance as a society just doing all the fighting? So I feel like the orcs and the elves are very opposite from each other. The elves are they have an advanced society comparative to the orcs. They're not focused on fighting, they're focused on being regal, having solutions, but that also makes them a little bit racist towards the other races. Like, they're literally other races, like orcs and humans and all that fun jazz. The humans are in the middle between the elves and the orcs, and then the orcs are just dead out, just stuff like that. They're just very violent. I wouldn't even say militaristic. It's just violence. There is some structure, right? But it seems like the structure is very loose, and anyone can just challenge a lieutenant for the lieutenantship. If they kill that lieutenant, then bam, they're the new lieutenant. So that's what I imagine orc society to be like. So we have all of them just fighting. They're going to Mordor after Sam picks up Frodo. We're going back to Mordor. And also, Gollum, you're coming with. They go to Mount Doom, which is great. And there's a bunch of lava. Big old test here. Okay, can you put the ring into the lava, Frodo? The answer is no. It takes Gollum being like, I'm gonna steal it, right? But actually, Frodo puts the ring on. Gollum sees him through the footsteps, tackles him. They have a little bit of a tackle. They both fall off the edge. Gollum has the ring, which I'm like, yes! Gollum got what he wanted. He got his precious, but it costed him his life. Frodo be like, oh, I don't want to die. I'm gonna be saved. Wow, I'm saved. We're on this rock now. Wow, there's eagle people. Wow, cool. We're being saved. Woohoo! Also, as soon as the ring goes into the fire, then wow, the place starts crumbling. Crumbling. Wow, we did it. We did it. There's no more influence of this friggin' ring, man. This ring sucks. But we got it. We got it. Woohoo! Ah, yeah, awesome. And then they all live their happily merry lives. I do like the ending, the very climax, right? This is the climax of like the entire series. And so they can't just like end it. So what they have to do is like a slow descent, showing what their life is after this journey. Of course, Frodo has to be like, oh, I can't sit still, I have to do another journey. But then Sam is actually having his own wife and like kids, and he's just chilling, and I'm like, I like that. Holy wow, they had a different life before and the different life after they completed this journey. It's freaking insane. Gandalf just releases them. You guys are released. You guys don't have to do this anymore. But Frodo's like, I gotta do it. And I'm like, okay, I actually appreciate both of you guys' decisions. Sam just wants a nice, chilled life. Overall, I enjoyed this movie. Wow, it is long. There's a lot of world building. There's a lot of fighting. I think halfway through, I was like, wow, there's a lot of fighting happening here. I get it, they're fighting. You gotta show me the vastness of the world. And honestly, I was studying this film and I was thinking, wow, there's a lot of shot coverage. You'll see like 10 different shots of the horses charging at these people before they even make impact with the enemy. And like, wow, there's so many shots. I appreciate the amount of shots. It establishes the worlds that we're living in, but my God, how many do you need? Like, honestly, is there too many shots you can have in a movie to establish the world? In this one, no. But I am curious about other movies, and if there's been an attempt since Lord of the Rings to establish something this worldly and big, and maybe it fell flat because it wasn't Lord of the Rings. All I know of the books is that they're incredibly detailed. Like, I'll know what a blade of grass looks like in one of those books because of how over-explained it is. Like, I've heard, oh, you can explain a field of grass. I'll know what exactly it looks like within like 2 pages of this book or something like that. That's just how detailed this world is. So of course, being Lord of the Rings and how detailed it is, it's not hard to adapt those details. But if you don't have details, say if you're a lesser movie or book franchise that didn't do all the detail work that Lord of the Rings did, then yeah, I can see how your movie adaptation would be worse. Don't get me wrong. I like the fantasy aspect. I like the world building aspect. I can see why people would marathon this trilogy. I also cannot see how people can marathon this trilogy because of how long it is. Just personally, I would want to get up after the first movie. Well, I'd actually want to get up at like halfway through the first movie. I'd want to get up every hour and a half or even half hour, even hour watching this movie. So if you've ever done a Lord of the Rings trilogy marathon sit-through, please let me know how you even survived that. I can't even fathom how you would do that. I just like the world building. I like the conclusion. The third movie is just all third act for the trilogy. But within the third movie, there's like an act structure as well, which I like. I wouldn't be opposed to doing a marathon, but it'd have to be a long time from now, like maybe 20 years after I've done all the Star Trek, after all of the Twilight Zone, after I've done all of that, then I go back. Like I said, with the movie so big, I'm just going to have details falling out of my ear, trying to stuff them all into this brain for this review. So if I didn't get all the details, my bad. I feel like I got like all the beats of this movie. I mean, except for talking about Gandalf and stuff. But I just personally like the Frodo Sam stuff the most out of Lord of the Rings. That's my favorite part of Lord of the Rings. What's your favorite part of the Lord of the Rings? I gotta give this movie, it's a solid 9 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. The platform really likes that. If you want a fast track movie review, you can do that for $20 redeemos at patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you like to help support the daily grindiness of all them daily movie reviews, go to this link tree. Find the way you can help support the daily grind of all them daily movie reviews. So you go here, and until next time, I'm mint salad sauce. See you later to my salad croutons and bacon bits. And caca! I'm gonna fly away now. Why am I not flying? Oh wait, I can't fly. That's disappointing. I guess I'm just gonna walk away now. Man, I really wish I was in Lord of the Rings. That'd be cool. It'd be a cool world to be part of.